Hi there, so this is day 2. Today we are in Bracciano, and the history of the castle of Veiano today is very much tied to this castle here, as it was during Pope Borgia's time the stronghold of the Orsini branch, the Orsini family branch of Bracciano. The person who was very focal in this story between Pope Borgia and Virginio Orsini and Cesare Borgia was the father of Napoleone Orsini, who was a condottieri. He was a condottiero, he was a general at his private militia army, and inside the castle he had even a military academy, and he schooled his whole family. The daughter, Bartolomea Orsini, died defending the castle against the Borgias, and she was called la gentil donna guerriera, the gentle warrior lady. And hopefully today, in the visit of the castle, I will find a portrait of her. So very interesting. I will keep telling the story as we visit the castle. So we are below the castle. We are stopping for lunch. Here is a view of the castle of Bracciano. It was originally an Orsini castle, and now it's an Odescalchi castle. But this was an Orsini stronghold. And there are shops here. You can buy crystals. You know, this has become a very famous tourist location after the wedding of Tom Cruise here. And so he married here, and then we will see also some of the shots of the castle inside, and then I'll tell you a little bit more about it. So we're inside the castle. This is called la Sala dei Cesari, the Hall of the Caesars, and you have here all the great condottieri or generals of ancient Rome. And here was the military academy of the Orsini castle. And Bartolomeo d'Alviano, Bartolomeo Orsini, Giorgio I Santa Croce, and others were trained and schooled here in sacred geometry, because in order to calculate the trajectory of the cannons and to calculate the amount of gunpowder, you needed to have notions of geometry. And this geometry was being reintroduced in Europe by a monk called Luca Pacioli, and he was close friends with Leonardo, and they were all part of the school coming out of Florence from Piero de' Medici, the academy there, the Medici Academy. Allora, this is the room where on the 12th of September 1493, Virginio Orsini donated to his brother-in-law the feud of Veiano. And there was a notary here present, also the other son, the son of Virginio Orsini. And that was the beginning of a huge controversy which really put the Borgias right against the Orsini, and it was the beginning of the hostilities between the two families, open hostilities. Guerilla warfare opened all around in the countryside. All the minor castles were left because considered not defendable, and they are still destroyed up to this day. So guerrilla warfare was the tactic used by both armies, I would say. This is the last scene in the castle. This is the studio of Odescalchi. The Odescalchi came after the Orsini and they took over. This is his study practically. You could see, look, his study, that's Baldassare and that's him. And that's the view of the garden. And then it's all painted. The ceiling is all painted, yeah. And with frescoes, naturally. And this is his library, which I find lovely. It's beautiful. Look at the design of the floor, the ancient books. It's bookshelf practically, and a seat here near the window to catch as much sunlight as possible, and then a magnificent view of the lake. And that's it from the Lake of Bracciano. I think I told you most relevant information, and then we will move on to other locations now in this war between the Borgias and the Orsini in north of Rome, in the northeast military sector.